Welcome to Chapter 11 of the Anunnaki Codex. What happens when the very gods who worked together to save and rebuild humanity after the Great Flood suddenly turn against each other? In this chapter, the peaceful Golden Age shatters. The same Anunnaki who guided the rise of Eridu, Uruk, and Nippur now find themselves divided. Their disagreements explode into open conflict that spills directly into the human world, sparking the first major wars between cities. This is one of the most dramatic and pivotal turning points in the hidden history of humanity. After the division of the earth and the early years of rebuilding, the first cities had grown powerful. Eridu flourished under Enki's grand vision of knowledge and advancement. Uruk expanded rapidly under Inanna's dynamic and ambitious influence. Nippur stood as Enlil's holy center of order and authority. But as populations increased and resources became more contested, competition turned into rivalry, and rivalry soon became war. The gods themselves became deeply involved. Enlil from Nippur demanded strict control and obedience to maintain cosmic order. He believed humanity must be kept within clear limits to avoid repeating the chaos that led to the Great Flood. Enki continued to share advanced knowledge and practical wisdom from Eridu, encouraging innovation and growth. Inanna, ever bold and strategic, pushed Uruk to expand its power through alliances, trade, and sometimes forceful action. These differing visions among the Anunnaki began to influence the relationships between the human cities. What started as disputes over fertile land, water rights, and trade routes quickly escalated into organized conflicts. Cities built defensive walls. Leaders formed armies. The first major wars in the post-flood world had begun. One of the most significant early conflicts involved the powerful warrior god Ninurta. Son of Enlil, Ninurta led campaigns to protect Nippur's interests and establish dominance. Ancient texts describe his battles as legendary heroic deeds, showing how the gods used both wisdom and strength to shape the direction of early Sumerian civilization. Meanwhile, Inanna continued to expand Uruk's influence with clever diplomacy and decisive action. Her dual nature, bringing both creativity and war, made her one of the most dynamic forces of this era. Under her guidance, Uruk became not only a center of culture and innovation, but also a formidable power that other cities had to respect or fear. Enki maintained a more balanced approach from Eridu. He focused on sharing knowledge and helping cities develop sustainable systems rather than engaging in direct conflict. Yet, when necessary, he would intervene to protect the delicate balance he believed was essential for long-term survival. This period of conflict and competition played a crucial role in the hidden history of humanity. It forced the early cities to develop stronger leadership, better organization, advanced defensive capabilities, and more sophisticated political relationships. It also clearly showed how the differing perspectives of the Anunnaki gods directly influenced the course of civilization. Despite the tensions and wars, many periods of peace and cooperation still existed. Trade routes continued to grow. Knowledge and cultural practices were shared between cities. The Anunnaki continued to guide humanity while carefully monitoring population levels according to the new covenant established after the flood. The wars of the gods and the first major conflicts between cities represent a critical transition in the story of early Sumerian civilization. They show how the survivors of the Great Flood moved from simple rebuilding to complex societies with political alliances, rivalries, and power struggles. In the coming chapters of the Anunnaki Codex, we will explore how these conflicts evolved, the role of other important gods like Ninurta and Nergal, the development of more advanced traditions and technologies, and the gradual changes as the Anunnaki began to step back from daily involvement, allowing humanity to take on greater responsibility for its own future. If you are drawn to ancient mysteries, the hidden history of humanity, Sumerian civilization, and the dramatic stories of the gods who shaped our earliest cities and conflicts, this series continues to unfold with new revelations each week. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and leave a comment below. What do you think caused the first major conflicts between the cities after the flood? Which god's vision do you believe was right? Enlil's strict order or Enki's push for advancement? This is the real story of the Anunnaki, not myth, engineering.